What's up, football fans? This is the Third Bowl. I'm your host, Devin Welsh, and in today's show, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens' new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. So prior to becoming the offensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, Todd Monken served as the offensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs for the last 3 years. Not only that, but he was the offensive coordinator for the team as they won back-to-back national championships last year and the year prior. So with that being said, I feel like this is a great pickup. Right off the bat, going to start with that. I love this pickup. Perfect. I couldn't be happier. Ravens, I love it so much. If you go back to the video I released of when Greg Roman when he parted ways with the team nearly 4 weeks ago, one of the first names that came to my mind, one of the guys I recommended was Todd Monken. So I'm totally hyped about this pick. I think it's going to work out nicely. Before we get into that, let's talk about more about Todd Monken's history and where else he coached and all of that good stuff. So like I said, Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs from 2022 going back to 2020. Prior to that, in 2019, Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. I know that there's a little bit of hatred going on there, but oddly enough, he actually didn't call the plays that year. The head coach for the Browns, Freddie Kitchens, took over that responsibility. He took that responsibility from Monken for some reason. I'm not too sure. I didn't really dive too deep into that when I was doing my research for this video, but who knows. Prior to the Browns, he was actually the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. So from 2018 going back further, 2016, he was the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. And in 2018, if my memory serves me correct, that was the year that the Buccaneers were number one in passing offense in the league. So I feel like things are going to be working out real nicely for the Ravens next year. So real quick, I just want to kind of dive into some of the statistics of the Georgia Bulldogs while Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator there, right? So if we look back to last season, we can see that not only did they average 501 yards a game, but they also averaged over 40 points a game. So just high-powered offense, being able to get those yards, being able to get those points. I feel like Todd Monken's going to be able to bring that with him to the Ravens, right? Also, Stetson Bennett was his quarterback at Georgia for the last 2 years. The 2 years that the Georgia Bulldogs won back-to-back national championships, Stetson Bennett, was the quarterback, right? And he improved. Every single year Todd Monken was there with Stetson Bennett became a better quarterback, right? His accuracy increased from 55% in 2020 to 68.3% in 2022. And his sack and interception rate decreased in 2020, starting in 2022, right? So he's learning how to become a better quarterback. One of the finer details, one of the finer statistics that I did come across in my research was this, right? Stetson Bennett in 2022 finished first in EPA per dropback out of all FBS quarterbacks, including Heisman winner Caleb Williams. So I guess that goes to show maybe Stetson Bennett should have been a Heisman finalist. Feeling good about this, guys. Feeling good about this. All right, so last but not least, I really just want to talk about what I like most about Todd Monken. And what that is his adaptability, right? That's something that Greg Roman lacked, something that he was not able to do over the years to help Lamar Jackson flourish and help bring more wins to the team. Greg Roman couldn't do it. Todd Monken can. Let's get into it real quick. In 2020, the Bulldogs ran 11 personnel. Real quick, 11 personnel, for anybody who doesn't know, is this. 11 personnel is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers, right? So 12 personnel would be one running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, so on and so forth, right? So in 2020, the Bulldogs ran 11 personnel, 62% of the time, heavy personnel 33% of the time. In 2021, 11 personnel 45% of the time, heavy personnel 51% of the time, and in 2022, 11 personnel 35% of the time, heavy personnel 61% of the time. So in those 3 years, we can see how he shifted kind of, or maybe adapted, right? He adapted his offense to a gunslinger, pro-style offense, to a heavy personnel type offense. And it has to do with his personnel, and it has to do with the defense, in my opinion, right? Last year, if we take a look at it, he had the best tight end in the league in Brock Bowers. He's going to find a way to get him open. He's going to scheme a way to get him touchdowns and get him touches. Todd Monken can get it done in the air. He can get it done on the ground. And he's going to get it done in Baltimore, baby. I'm pumped. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. I'm so pumped for Todd Monken and the Ravens. I can't wait for the start of the season. But first, next thing that's got to happen is Lamar Jackson extension. Let's get it ready, baby. Let's get it going. Thank you so much, guys, for checking out the Third Bowl. I'm your host, Devin Welsh. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Adios.